Crypto regulation is not really a sexy topic, but we still do need to discuss it because apparently the attacks on the crypto industry are far from over, which is pretty interesting considering that Paul Atkins just became SEC chair and replaced Gary Gensler. Well, Gary Gensler stepped down quite a bit ago. Mark Ureta, who is pro-crypto Bitcoin, was taking his role, but now Paul Atkins is officially confirmed. But he's been a pretty big advocate for transparency, crypto, and innovation for quite some time, and actually served over the SEC 2002 to 2008 prior to crypto even being a thought. And most of us know that a lot of these frivolous lawsuits from the SEC have been removed, gone, goodbye. Coinbase, Gemini, Kraken, OpenSea, you name it, they're almost gone. Except Ripple. That one is a big one, and there's going to be a settlement, which is why Ripple is going back and forth with the SEC. However, we'll know once that's over in about 60 days. And I do think Ripple will come out on top. Basically, Ripple is still fighting for a lowered fine that they have to pay, and they want to be able to still service institutional clients. However, I digress, and I'm really here to talk about this new lawsuit from the state of Oregon, out of all places. And yes, they are going after Coinbase, which is absolutely ridiculous. The suit claims that 31 cryptocurrencies are securities. This is actually way more cryptos than the SEC lawsuit against Coinbase. The lawsuit claims Coinbase violated state securities laws by offering a long list of crypto assets as investment contracts. The funniest one on here, it probably has to be Uniswap because it was airdrop. There was really no offering. All you had to do was use the DEX, which everybody was using DEX way back in DeFi summer of 2020, and you got the coin. So how is it a security? It's actually a utility token, but I digress. They're going after Aave, Algo, ADA, Ape, which was another airdrop, XRP, and the list goes on. In my personal opinion, it's just getting really ridiculous at this time. I think that crypto assets need their own department to essentially regulate established law. This should not be done on a state level. Because if the actual SEC is missing these lawsuits and a state is going after a company that is trying to do business after the SEC dismiss the lawsuit, it's just absolutely ridiculous and it makes no sense. Plus, all it's doing is wasting taxpayers' time and money because taxpayers are the one that funds this stuff. And it's always ironic to me because it comes from these very blue states, which it shouldn't be that way because crypto is for everybody, regardless of who you are socially. Also in California, we do have some bullish news with Dennis Porter from Satoshi Act Fund that is pushing through bills to allow you to self-custody and make P2P transactions in California. That's good, that's positive, that's bullish. Plus, we do have Bitcoin strategic reserves that will start popping up in different states, obviously approving regulation, bills, etc. But at the same time, a lot of these lawsuits are very, very frivolous, and I think they're completely out of pocket. Comment your thoughts below, and also make sure you're subscribed, and of course, set alerts so you don't miss anything. Bye-bye.